Good morning, sixth grade.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lacey.
Oh, you said good morning to Lacey. You guys say good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Look, she came right up when she heard her name. All right, you're going to go back.
Looks so tiny.
She's tiny. All right, let's get started. So good morning, sixth grade. I'm so happy for the 25 students, and I'm sure in a few moments, a few more of you are going to show up. So let me greet who showed up today. Watch your paws, baby. All right, good morning, Angelina. Good morning, Demi. Good morning, Yair, Aiden B, Alyssa, Amanda. Good morning, Annalena. Good morning, Angelina. Oh, that kind of rhymes. Good morning, Blessing. Good morning, Carlos. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Daniela. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Jasmine. Good morning, Jency. Good morning, Kira. Good morning, Kamora. Make sure the camera's around, please. Good morning, Chris Danielise. Good morning, Melanie. Good morning, Nazier. Good morning, Sadae. Good morning, Sergio. Good morning, Ulysses. Good morning, Yair. Good morning, Adrian. Thank you to the 26 of you that, or 25 of you that decided to show up this morning. All right, a few things I want to take care of business. I want to start out with the iReady. I posted it in Google Classroom. I also sent out an email. Oh, good morning, Alex, as well. 27 now. All right, listen up. The following students earned top time for iReady, starting with class 601. Zachariah Acosta, 5 hours and 10 minutes. Aiden Acevedo, 2 hours and 38 minutes. Omar Alonzo, 1 hour, 43 minutes. Zaire Bennett, 43 minutes. Kamaya Kennedy, 1 hour, 12 minutes. Nazier Colon, 53 minutes. Mariah, 42 minutes. Haley Rojas, 39 minutes. And Jaden Smith, 1 hour, 26 minutes. Going on to class 602. Demelisa Martinez, 5 hours and 46 minutes, took the lead. Aiden Burnell, secondly, 4 hours and 3 minutes. Melanie Barrera, 47 minutes. We got to get that to an hour. Jeremiah Daniels, 1 hour, 17 minutes. Ulysses, 1 hour, 15 minutes. Nathan Mario, 1 hour, 34 minutes. Ibrahim Amasa, 2 hours and 33 minutes. And Alexander, 2 hours and 21 minutes. Moving on to class 603. Okay, top person was Kamora Dumas at 5 hours and 45 minutes, followed by Janaea Sloden at 2 hours, 28 minutes, followed by Jasmine at 1 hour, 31 minutes. Next up is Chris Danielise, 1 hour, 13 minutes. Last but not least, Maddox Gonzalez at 51 minutes. Okay, going on to class 604. Top iReady student was Kira Dumas, the twins. Congratulations, 4 hours. Followed by Anthony S. at 3 hours and 43 minutes. Next contestant, Carlos, 2 hours and 3 minutes. Followed by Jency, 1 hour, 48 minutes. Oh, sorry, it should have been Blessing first. Blessing, 1 hour, 51 minutes. Followed by Jency, 1 hour, 48 minutes. Amanda, 1 hour, 6 minutes. Jameer, 1 hour, 59 minutes. And I think that is all. So congratulations. Contest is still going. It started yesterday. Next off, you will be required to do iReady over the summer. The expectation is you complete 1 hour of ELA and 1 hour of math. Even if you have to attend summer school, you still have to do it. And if you do not have to go to summer school, you are expected to complete an hour of iReady for ELA and math. And yes, I will be having lessons up because I am teaching summer school. All right, let's get started with today's party. Today, it is Tuesday, June 16th of 2020, and we are going to actually be working on the packet that I'm going to put up that's in a PDF. We have been working with the same exact thing, if you have noticed, for the entire last few weeks here. Okay, nothing is going to change. It is the same exact, the same exact thing with integers, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing integers and rational numbers on a number line. So here is today's classwork. I'm just gonna put you guys over here. Here's the packet, all right? It's in a PDF today, so there shouldn't be any issues. All right, first off, Demi, you know what you're gonna do. Let me just fix the screen a little bit. Hold on, Demi, don't do anything yet. All right, first off, to start us off for the morning, we are going to have, I'm gonna go down the strip. Nazier, please read to me the blurb where it says, today's scholars ending with rules, sir. Loud and proud.
Today's scholars will review how to solve multi-step problems involving addition, subtraction, multiplication, division of integer and rational numbers, applied to solve real-world situations. This is the beginning of 7th grade math. Please refer to the chart below to assist you to become familiar with the rules.
I'm going to run through them real quick. So when we're adding and we have the same signs, we keep the sign and add. When we're subtracting, we keep the sign of the higher number and subtract. You're going to refer to this page. When you're subtracting, you do keep, change, change. So you're doing the additive inverse, which means every single subtraction question gets turned into addition. When you are multiplying and dividing integers, the rules are the same. Same signs is always a positive. Different signs is always negative. So there are the corrections you need to make. Obviously, you've been dealing with the same page now for the last few weeks, so there should be no surprises. Okay, the corrections are here in red with the yellow. Sorry, I went fast, but I want to get to the work now. Okay, the corrections are there. Please make sure that your packet looks like what's here on the screen, and I will be erasing it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move on now to the work. All right, problem 1. Demi, I'm going to start it off, and then I'm going to have you take over when we have to do number lines, all right? I'm going to model number 1, and then Demi, you're going to model what I do on 1 for 2, okay? All right. All right, so Demi, can you read problem 1 for us, dear?
Evaluate A plus B for A equals -6 and B equals 34.
All right. When we see the word evaluate, Demelisa, what does that word mean? Remember from yesterday and what we've been working with all year?
Yes.
What does it mean?
It was solve.
Evaluate means solve, which means or. Write this down. Find the answer. Everyone write these notes down. Now, we want to evaluate A. So here's what we need to do. We need to do A plus B. We have A is equal to -6. And we have B. I put the parentheses around so you don't get confused. B is equal to 34. Okay. Demi, what are we going to actually do with the -6 in place of A? What are we going to do now? What are we going to do with this? What are we going to do?
You're going to turn the A into a -6.
Good. Perfect. And then what are we going to do with the 34? Where does it go now? In place of what?
B.
Good. So this is going to go here. Everyone clear so far? Everyone good? All right. So now, okay, so that's what we're doing. We're actually substituting the numbers in place of the variable, which is what we've been seeing. I think someone else just came in, so just give me a moment. All right. Now we're going to go back here. I'm going to go back to my text box. I'm now going to use pink. All right, let's see what we got here. So as Demi said, we're going to replace A with what number, Demelisa?
We're going to replace A with -6.
And B is what number?
B is 34.
Okay, now we got to figure out what this is. So Demi, are the signs the same or different?
They're different.
Okay, what does it say when there's different signs? Different signs, we do what? We add or subtract?
We subtract.
Subtract. And we're going to keep the, oh man, I can't spell today. Keep the higher sign. Now, let's do this. So what does it have to be now? We know it's going to be, which is bigger, 34 or -6?
34.
34 is positive, so plus. What's 34? 34. So we have 34 plus -6 equals what? Positive what? Positive what? 34 minus 6.
Positive 28.
Excellent. Very good answer, children. There you have it. Which means, Demelisa, what answer do we pick? A, B, C, or D on my screen?
D.
Huh?
D.
Hmm?
D.
D. Thank you, Demi. All right, please take a moment to write this. There you have it. The answer is D. I need all that work shown. Again, all we're doing here is, oops, I didn't mean to put that there. We are oh no!
Undo it.
I don't know how. Oh,
It has an undo button.
thank you.
There you go.
We're going to write this down. Thanks, Demi.
No problem.
Okay? I'm going to model number 2. Demi, you're going to actually do number 3. It's a triangle question like we did yesterday. All right?
Okay.
Okay. I'm taking it down in 10. Let me make sure that there's no one else that wants to come into the meeting. All right. 9. Make sure those cameras are on. 8. 7. If you didn't receive the packet, again, it's in the Google Classroom. So you can go and edit it in your Google Classroom. We go through this every day. Google Classroom, you are able to go in, download it, and edit. Melanie, pay attention. All right, we're going to move away from this now. I'm now going to physically delete this. And now we are going to take our eyes and ears to question number 2. All right, Angelina, you're up. Take it away. Read it and tell us what to do using number 1 as your model. Go.
Evaluate A plus B for A equals -4.
So what does evaluate mean?
Solve or find the answer.
Good, write that down. We're doing a little ELA lesson. What are we actually doing now when we evaluate? What do we do? A plus B, right? We're going to set it up. A equals 6. And B equals, we're going to put it in parentheses, -4. Okay, talk to me now, Miss, who was reading that? Who was reading that?
Me.
Angelina.
Angelina, talk to me now. I'm sorry, I forgot. I had a mental break. I forgot. Who? So what do we do now, Angelina, with the 6? Where does it go?
It goes under the A.
Good. And where does the -4 go?
Under the
Everyone see that? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, no, maybe so? All right, so let's now get to work. Angelina says in place of A, we put 6 plus -4 equals some number. Angelina, what do you notice about the signs? Are they the same or different? Huh? Different. So what does it say to do when the signs are different? Different signs, we do what operation?
subtract. And keep
Good, subtract and keep higher. Oops, keep the higher sign. Oops, that says sync. So now we have answer here. We're going to do 6 plus, please write all these notes down. I'll be looking for this on Friday. We know that it has to be positive. Angelina, what's 6 plus -4? You're at 6, you go back 4. What number are you at?
2.
2. So therefore, we are going to pick answer choice. Demi is going to actually circle that for us on the screen. Answer choice. You don't have to put the hearts. You can just leave it like that for time. So remember, when the signs are different, you keep the sign of the higher number and you subtract. Good morning, Jesus. All right. I'm going to have now Jameer come off mute. You're going to read problem 3. And Demi, when we get there in a moment, you're going to draw that lovely triangle and label the 3 sides as we read the problem. Okay, Demi? So
Yeah.
you're going to draw my triangle for me and label the 3 sides, ma'am. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what I'm going to do without you guys for the summertime. Here we go. All right, Demilisa, let me just pull it up.
Okay. You want me to read it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. A triangle has sides the length of 4x minus 14, 10x minus 6, and 4x minus 4. What is the perimeter of the triangle? Hint, you must draw a label the 3 sides of the triangle. You will have to combine the like terms and use the integers.
All right. So, who just read that? Jameer.
Jameer.
Sorry. I forgot for a sec. All right, Jameer. let's talk about as Demi sets that up. What does the word perimeter mean? I'm going to change this into a different color so it stands out more. I'm going to change it into red. I feel like I want to write with red right now. Perimeter. What does that mean? Add or
Length.
multiply?
Add.
Add all sides. All right, so Demi's going to label the triangle. So remember, perimeter is also known with the letter P, right? Because you're right, 2L plus 2W. But in this situation, since it's a triangle, Jameer, we don't need to do that because we only have 3 sides. So when we have like a triangle, we're just going to add the sides. But if we have a rectangle, we're going to use the 2L plus 2W formula. Make sense?
Yes.
All right, so perimeter. Demi's going to label the triangle. What are the numbers that we're going to be combining?
4x minus 4, 10x minus 6, and 4x minus 4.
10x minus 6 plus 4x minus 4. Okay, now we're going to break this apart again. We are now, I'm going to actually put a different text box. So, because I want to show you something. All right, so that's going to go here. Now, underneath now, I'm going to put another text box with another color. You'll see why. I don't want to write the whole thing in red because then it will be like, my professors always told me never use red when you grade papers. And you could say, I never used red when I graded your papers. All right, so for the perimeter, let's put together all the same things. What is the same? Give me variables now. What are the coefficients in front of the variables? What are the numbers in front of the variables?
X.
What kind of X in the first one? How many X's?
3. No. There's 1x after the first number.
So there's 4X, then there's 10X and 4X, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was asking for. Okay, so now we're going to add these up. We're going to put all the X's together. Help me out. What is 4 plus 10 plus 4, Jameer?
18.
18X, that's the first part. Let's now do perimeter here. Now we're physically just going to add up the numbers, but we have to pay attention to this. All right, I'm just going to take this off for 1 second. All right, I want to show you something here. Why is it not letting me do it? So here, it's not letting me. All right, so here, we're now going to combine the negative 14 plus, can you finish the rest? What comes after the 10X?
Negative 6.
All right, remember we want to put that in parentheses. I just caught myself. Negative 6 plus what's the last one? Huh?
Negative 4.
All right,
Negative 4.
good job. Now talk to me about the signs. What do you notice about the signs? Are they the same or different?
They're the same because they're all negative.
Right, so same signs means I add. So now let's go and let's physically go and add 14 plus 6 plus 24 is how much?
24.
So it's negative 24. Now we're going to put it together. So now the final answer is going to be 18x minus 24.
Yes.
So what answer should you pick?
A.
Pick A.
I
A
put
is the correct answer. Now the reason why you wouldn't pick B, you would get the 18, but then what happens is students forget the rules. So the reason why, again, it's negative, as Jameer said, is because the signs are the same and you add. That is why it's choice A, and it is not B, C. Take a moment to write that down, and then we're going to move on to question 4. All right, I'm moving on in 5. If you just walked in, we're on the PDF on Google Classroom or your packet. Some of you mentioned you didn't have it. You could do everything on the computer. You don't need to have a packet. All right, we're going to now erase this. We're going to now move on to problem 4. In the meantime, try to read and annotate that as I get this screen together. All right. Demi, you know what you have to draw here. You're going to do my vertical number line like yesterday. Kira, it's your turn. Problem 4, page 4. Kira, show your face and read me this problem, ma'am. Please.
Oh, that cover up. The girls need that couch.
Congratulations, Kira, for getting the top in your class on iReady. Let's do it again this week. Go ahead.
Tyrone, you want a grilled cheese sandwich?
One winter day, the temperature increased from a low of negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit to a high of 40 degrees Fahrenheit. By how many degrees did the temperature change?
Okay. So let's look at this. We have to draw what, Kira? What are we gonna have to do? What does it say? Draw what?
A vertical number line.
All right, look on the screen. The vertical number line is there for you in the drawing. Now, what number's in the center, Kira?
I don't think so.
What did it say?
What number goes in the center? At any time we count, what number's always in the center? What number's sea level?
0.
0. So we know 0. We want to go down negative 10. So we're going to go on the number line and we're going to put where the arrowhead is at the bottom. On the bottom, we're going to put negative 10. Now, from 0 to negative 10, how far is that, Kira?
And spaces.
Yes. So when we have a low, we're going to say that this is equal to, I want you to write this down, negative 10. Good job. We're not done yet. When we have a high, we're going to say that this is equal to 40. Now, we know that from 0 to negative 10, it's equal to 10 units or spaces, however you want to write it. 10 units, I'm going to say. We know, Kira, from 0 to 40, how far is that?
40 spaces.
Right, 40 spaces. I'm just going to put units. Now, we want to find how much the temperature has changed. So what am I going to do with the 10 and the 40, kiddo? What am I going to do here? Am I going to add or subtract?
Going to add.
Yes. So 40 plus 10 is how much, kiddo?
50.
50. Oops. 50. Please write that down. And Demi, you're going to circle the answer as I let the next student in here. Because now we got 30 kids in here now. All right? We can have up to 100 in a meeting. We haven't gotten that far. Our farthest was like 45, I think. So again, we wanted to find the distance from 0 to 40, which was 40 units, and the distance from 0, negative 10 was 10. If we added them up, we should get choice C.
I thought this was a regular group.
What? All right, I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna erase it now. Move on to page 5 and try to do problem 5 now. I'm taking the screen off in 10. Try page 5, problem 5. We did a question like this yesterday where it had 3 yards and 6 yards, the same setup. I'm moving on in 3. Cameras should be on to get your credit. Chris Danielis, you're gonna read the next problem in a moment, Chris. Okay, remember guys, when you were taking your exit ticket, you need to refer to the packet because we go over it. So you should get an easy 100, folks. Yesterday I saw some people that didn't get 100. They got a 1 out of 2, and I was a little upset about that because you're better than that. All right, Chris Danielis, we're gonna read page 5, problem 5, kiddo.
Alright. Okay. A football team uses 9 yards on one play and 12 yards on another play. Write a sum of negative integers to present the situation. Find the sum and explain how it related to the problem.
All right, Chris, if we lose, are we having positive or negative if you lose?
Negative.
So a loss is going to be negative. So now you should be writing these notes down, guys, is negative. So that means lose 9 yards is what kind of integer, Chris Danielis?
Negative 9.
Okay, so that represents negative, and this is a loss of 9 yards. So a loss of 9 yards is going to equal, we're going to make sure you put that in parentheses. You'll see why for a moment. Now, Chris, if we lose or a loss of 12 yards, he loses another 12 yards. What kind of integer is that?
-12.
Good, in parentheses. Now, Chris, I want to find the sum. What operation is sum, Chris Danielise? What does sum mean?
The
What operation?
addition.
Good. Add, addition. Sum means addition. So, Chris, I'm going to write what now? How would I set up my number sentence? What would that read? The number sentence.
-9 plus -12 or -12 plus -9.
So, you know what? I want to point out what you just said because that was beautifully said. So, Chris Danielise just used the commutative property of addition, which says that you can change the order and you still get the same thing. So I'm gonna actually write that down because that was good. That was a good pointer that you said. Or it means the same thing. -12 plus -9. Either one is fine. Now is going to equal some number. Is equal to a number. Okay. We all know how to write equations. We've been doing this since the first grade. Now, Chris, talk to me about the signs. Are they the same or different?
It's the same.
So when the signs are the same, Chris Danielise, what do? Do we add or subtract?
We add.
Yep. We keep the sign and we do add. Now, Chris, what are we going to add?
We're gonna add -9 plus -12 or -12 plus -9.
Right. Either way, we're still going to get the same sum. So we're going to keep the sign, which is negative, and you said add. So when you add that up, what is your new answer? Negative what? How many?
-21? No.
Negative 21 is the answer. Now, we have to now write over here. I'm going to write in a different color. What does this mean in terms of the problem? So now we're going to have to answer now. This is the explanation. So this -21, what does that mean in terms of the problem? The football team loses how many yards or lost how many yards in their play? Chris?
The football team lost a total of -21 yards.
Good. Total of, excellent answer. In their play, right?
Yes.
Got to be explicit like in ELA. Because it asks you to solve, find the sum, which we found it to be -21, and then it says to explain. Good job, Chris Danielise. Perfectly said. Almost done. We have problem 6 and problem 7, and then your 3 exit ticket questions. Guys, if you already wrote this all down, you can move on to problem 6. You don't have to wait for me. But you do have to make sure that the notes that I provide up here that you have on your paper. Okay, I'm gonna erase it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I think at this point, everyone had a substantial amount of time to write that down. Let's move on now to problem 6. Miss Amanda, then Jency will be next. Miss Amanda.
Yes.
All right. Can you read me problem 6, please?
Okay.
Thank
As Stephen writes a check for $2.50, then he adds money, $6 in his checking account. What is the overall increase or decrease the account balance? Hint, use the number line to solve this situation.
All right. Before we do that, we need to figure this out. So Amanda, if we write a check, is that positive or negative?
That's positive.
It is?
I mean, negative.
So negative $2.50, right? When you write a check, it's money that you're paying to someone, so it's always going to be negative, guys. Now, Amanda, he deposits $6, which means add 6. So if you're depositing money, is that a positive or negative integer?
Positive.
So we're going to write plus 6. I'm actually going to put the dollar sign to be consistent, equals something in dollars. So you write a number sentence. That's what it says. Now, here, I don't know if it's going to let me. So Amanda, if we really wanted to figure out the real answer here, we have negative 2.5 or 2.50 or $2.50 plus 6. What do you notice about the signs, Amanda? Same or different?
Different.
So what does it say when the signs are different?
It says that you have to subtract and keep the higher sign.
Okay. So what's higher, the positive or the negative? 6 or negative 2.5, which is a higher number?
The $6, which is
Right.
positive.
So what is $6 minus $2.50 equal to now?
1 second.
6.00. So we're actually doing 6.00 minus, oh, it's not going to let me. So we're subtracting the 6 from the 2.50. And you get how much money, kiddo?
Is it 450? No.
No, not a dollar less than that.
Oh, 350.
Yes, $3.50. So $3.50 is the answer. So I'm going to write answer equals. I saw someone had their hand up, but I don't remember who it was. I can't put answer there. Okay. So now let's go figure out what this looks like on the number line. All right. So we know that in between each one of these, we have a tick mark. So each number in between represents a half. So here, this represents actually 250. That red mark is 250. So I'm actually going to put a little text box above it. I'm going to try to, all right, and I'm going to put this as minus 2.5. It's not letting me. All right, where that red mark is, that's negative 2.50. Remember, each in between -1 and -2 is a half. Each one represents 50. So let's go do this. Now we have to count over 6 spots. We have to pay attention to the half marks. So we're going to put here. Oh, man, I don't want that. I want to draw. Okay, here we go. I got it. So here, right, each one of these represent a half. So now we can physically count on our number line now. Watch this. So we're at negative 2.5, and we want to go over 6 spots. So this brings me to 1, where the first red is. This brings me to 2. This brings me to 3. This brings me to 4. This brings me to 5. This brings me to 6. So in there, in here, this is now at 3.5. Does everyone see that? Everyone see how I got there? Each red line represented 1, because in between -2 and -3 is -2.5. -2.5, I take 1 away, gives me -1.5. -1.5, right, gives me 3.50. So now I'm going to take over from here. Yeah, that looked a little messy. So now, Amanda, is it an increase or a decrease in money? Did he make money or lose money?
He made money.
So is that an increase or a decrease?
Increase.
Increase by how much? How much now does he have in his pocket?
$3.50.
See, it wasn't so bad, right? $3.50. So again, each one of those red tick marks represented a half. So in between -2 and -3 was -2.5. In between 0 and -1 was -0.50. Then this is a half, this is 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. If I counted from each red mark, this represented 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. Okay, I'm gonna erase it now in 3. That was pretty straightforward. Almost done. 2. We have another problem like that, but this has a whole number. 1. You can always go back to the video if you need more clarification. Let me just make sure no one else wants to come in. Let me see what's going on in my chat real quick. All right. All right, let's do this one. Oh, I forgot to erase the screen because I still had tick marks on here. All right, here we go. Oh, there's another line up there. All right, there's one more. Let's just get that away. Let's see what's going on with this red mark. Okay, now we're good to go. All right, let's call on Esther. Hi. All right, Esther, can you read page 6, problem 7, either on your paper or my screen, please?
During the day, the temperature increased by 4.5 degrees. At night, the temperature decreased by negative 7.5 degrees. What is the overall change in temperature?
All right, so walk us through, Esther, what increase and decrease means, and I'm going to type that in the box here.
Decrease is takeaway, so it's like
An
negative.
increase is a takeaway?
I mean, it's negative.
An increase is a negative number?
Oh, I thought you said decrease.
It's okay.
Increase is add-on and decrease is takeaway.
All right, so 4.5 is an increase, and I just want to write down what she said, and then she's going to tell us decrease is equal to, we're going to put in parentheses, negative 7.5. Hold on, let me try to get that in one sitting. Okay, now Esther, how are we going to write this number sentence if we want to find the overall change of the temperatures? What is that now going to look like on my line on letter A? What will we show? How do we show that mathematically?
So to show the overall change in the temperatures, it should be 4.5 plus.
We did the increase plus what's the decrease?
Negative 7.5.
Is equal to some number. Now, are the signs the same or different?
Different.
So what does it say when the signs are different? What do we do?
Sign subtract.
We'll write this down. Different signs, subtract, and then we're going to keep the higher number sign. Good. So, but Esther, we have an issue. Just like we did on the last question. Remember we had like, what was it? Let me check again. It was negative 2.50. So here we got 4.5 and negative 7.5. So we have to draw those tick marks, yes?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to use red. So let's start at 4.5 here. Why is it not letting me? Here we go. So I don't want the text box. I want to annotate. So here. No, we don't want that. I don't know what's going on now. Now I'm getting a little frustrated. All right, here. Demi, can you draw the tick line for me? Thank you. Can you do that again from the 4 all the way down to the negative, up until -2? Can you go up to the -2 part? All right, as she does that. Now, all right, as Demi does that, I'm going to start now with this, Esther, and you're going to help me out. So, Esther, we know that the signs have to be the sign has to be negative because 7.5 is the greater number, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I subtract negative 7.5 from 4.5, what do I get now? Negative what?
I mean, 1.5.
Huh?
You get 3.
Right, so this, guys, is going to be here. Here, this is, okay, so I'm going to try something here. So we're going to now go here. We're going to now do this. All right, so here is negative 4.5. Now I want to take away 7. So this is 1 to 3.5. This is 2 to 2.5. This is 3 to 1.5. This is 4 to 0.5. This is 5 to -0.5. This is 6 to -1. This is 7. And then the 8 would be actually at +3. I mean, -3. So now we're going to now type in here that we have 4.5 plus negative 7.5, as Esther demonstrated, is going to be negative 3 degrees. So now, Esther, the temperature increased or decreased?
It decreased
By how much?
3, -3.
Okay, so the temperature decreased, and then we're gonna say by, it should say here, we're gonna add in by 3 degrees. Because this doesn't make sense. The temperature decreased by degrees overall. That doesn't make sense. The temperature decreased, so I'm gonna make this a little smaller. So decreased, and then I'm gonna put by -3, or by 3 degrees overall. And we know that a decrease is a negative number. Okay, so there's the word, there's the math. Okay, we're gonna move on now. We're gonna go to the exit ticket now. So page 7 is for you to try on your own. Page 7, you're gonna try on your own. Yes, Daniel Castillo, you're gonna read next. If you guys do this electronically on the computer, a lot of students are sending it to me each day if they use the computer, because that's the only way to do it. All right, so this page, I'm gonna put a box up here so everyone knows, so that people don't ask, oh my gosh, do I have to do that? You're gonna do this alone, by yourself, because it's extra credit, extra credit. So please write that down, so if your guardian asks you, it also says extra, not done in class. I'm not modeling that. You have to try some on your own. This actually is not difficult. You could do this one. This question is about, I made it up, about financial literacy, about Kamaya owning a bakery with her income and expenses. So how much money she makes and her expenses is what she has to pay. All right? What she has to pay. So let's admit, all right, let me just admit this person. All right, so now we got 31 people on. This is great. So let's erase this, alone done by class, and let's turn our eyes and ears to the exit ticket. Daniel Castillo, read me number 1 on page 8, sir. Daniel Castillo. Yes, Chris, they are optional. Daniel Castillo, you had your hand up. So can you please read the question on the screen? Okay, go ahead, Daniel. Read the question. Read question 1 on my screen.
Sorry, I walks forward 19 steps. She represents his movement with a positive 19. How would she represent the opposite of this number?
All right, so Daniel, if you go forward, it's positive 18. What's the opposite of positive?
Negative.
Right. So the opposite of, good job, Daniel. We're not done yet. The opposite of 19 is negative 19. What's the opposite of forward, Daniel?
Backwards.
Good. So which answer says goes backwards 19 steps?
A.
Right. So Daniel, you said the answer perfectly. Now later on, you need to go onto the Google Classroom and do this. Understand?
Okay.
All right. You got to submit me your work. Thank you. Go back on mute. Zachariah, number 2, Zach.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine.
Okay.
Go ahead. Read me number 2 on my screen, sir.
Evaluate A plus B for A equals -8 and B equals 34.
What does evaluate again? Refresh your memory.
Evaluate means like solve, pretty much.
Okay, good.
Or find.
So Zach, okay, I'm gonna try my best here as you do this. What number goes in place of A?
So A equals -26.
Mm-hmm.
B equals 42. C.
So now let me just write that in there and then you're gonna tell us what to do. So A, you says it's -8 plus, then we're gonna have, plus 34. So are the signs the same or different?
They're different.
So when the signs are different, what do we do? Different signs, we what?
We subtract.
Sophie, finish your food first. He's gonna bite you.
Miss Wong, you're muted, you're not muted. We subtract. Okay, so we're gonna subtract and keep the sign of the higher number, Zach. So -8 plus 34
because you smell like
is how much?
-8. Hold on.
You said you keep the sign of the higher number, which is positive. So it's gonna be positive what? 34 minus 8 is how much? Is it 26 or 42?
26.
So the answer
D.
is what choice, huh?
D.
D is correct. Let me just double check that. Yes, it is. So we're going to circle D. So D is the correct answer. D is the final answer. All right, let's do the last question. As Stephen writes a check for $2.50 and then he deposits or adds $6. I think we just did this question. What is the overall increase or decrease in the situation? Well, we just did this. Who would like to do it?
Me.
Who's me?
Esther.
Who's me?
Esther.
You did one though, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's try to have somebody else. Blessing. Blessing. I'm very disappointed. Aiden Burnell. Aiden Burnell.
Yeah.
Get your camera on, sir. Read me, I'm going to erase this now. Read me question 3. What's it say?
Wait, me?
Yes, Aiden. Question 3.
Okay.
Please.
If Steven writes a check for $2.50, then he deposits, adds money, $6 into the checking account. What is the overall increase or decrease the account balance? Hint, use the number line to solve the situation.
All right. So, Aiden, if you write a check, is that positive or negative?
Right? Isn't that negative?
Right. Negative $2.50. And now if you deposit money, is that positive or negative?
Positive.
Good job. So now, Aiden, the signs are the same or different? What do we notice about them? Same or different signs?
Different.
Different. Signs says, what do we do? Add or subtract?
Add.
We subtract. And which is larger, 6 or 2.5? Which is the greater number?
6 or 2.5? 6.
Right. So 6 is positive. So now we just did this question, but do you remember what 6 minus 2.5 is? How much money that is? It's an increase of how much? It's an increase of $3.50, right? Yeah? So you're going to pick choice A. The increase is $3.50. Choice A. Choice A is number 3. You got 10 seconds to write this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to stop the share 0. We are now going to mute. Remember to do I ready.